Bienvenidos! Welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we have one heck of a delicious recipe. We're talking baked garlic pasta with tomatoes and olives. This dish has so many beautiful Spanish flavors to it. It's very easy to make and it comes together in a little over 30 minutes, folks. This is the perfect dish for one of those busy weeknight dinners, yet it's bold enough for relaxed weekend lunch next to a bottle of Spanish wine. Really quick before we begin, a shout out to one of my patrons, James Matthew Nealon. Once again, James, thank you so much for being a patron of Spain on a Fork. It's thanks to you and the rest of my patrons why Spain on a Fork continues to move forward. If you're not a patron, consider becoming one. It really helps me with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. We're going to begin by adding in 1 liter of vegetable broth into a stock pot, which is a little over 4 1/4 cups. The broth that I'm using is homemade. You'll find the recipe on how to make it in the iCard above. And I'm going to heat it with a medium-high heat. Now we're going to be using this broth to cook our pasta instead of water, as that broth gives the pasta the most incredible flavor. But if you prefer, you can use salted water. While this is heating up, let's get our ingredients ready. I'm going to grab 1 head of garlic. Remove the skins from each clove of garlic. And then we're going to roughly chop the garlic to end up with some small chunks. For the next ingredient, I'm going to grab half of an onion. As you know, I always like to remove between 1 to 2 of the outer layers, as those outer layers are not as firm as the inside ones. That way when you cook the onion, it's got a better texture and it also makes it so much easier to cut. And I'm going to roughly dice the onion. Then I'm going to grab a can of black pitted olives, drain them into a sieve, and then cut them in half lengthwise. For this recipe, I'm going to use about 15 olives. And for the final ingredient to prepare, I'm going to grab some fresh parsley and finely chop it. For the next step, I'm going to grab a fry pan, heat it with a medium heat, and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is about 30 milliliters. After heating the olive oil for 2 minutes, I'm going to add in the chopped onion and the chopped garlic. And start mixing these ingredients around with the olive oil. I like to mix this continuously, that way the garlic doesn't burn and all the ingredients evenly saute. After about 3 minutes and the garlic is lightly sauteed and the onion is nice and translucent, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika. This is 2.30 grams. And half a teaspoon of dried thyme, which is about half a gram. We'll give this a quick mix, that way those seasonings are evenly coating the garlic and onion. And then we'll add in a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, which is 400 grams. Our black olives that we cut in half. 2 tablespoons of the finely chopped parsley, which is about 8 grams. And season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. We'll give this a quick mix, that way all the ingredients are evenly mixed together. And then we'll lower the fire from a medium heat to a low medium heat. While our sauce is simmering, let's move back to the stock pot with the vegetable broth. As you can see, it's now at a boil, so let's start cooking our pasta. I'm going to measure out 2 cups of penne pasta, which is 200 grams. This recipe feeds 2 people, which is 1 cup per person, but you can use whatever pasta you like. I'm going to add the penne pasta into the stock pot. And we're going to cook this penne pasta until it's perfectly cooked al dente, which is 12 minutes in my case. So make sure to check the package instructions in your pasta, because if you overcook it, your pasta is going to get mushy and it's going to lose all its beautiful texture. Once the pasta is perfectly cooked al dente, I'm going to remove the stock pot from the heat. And we'll drain everything into a colander, and you want to make sure you have a bowl underneath. That way you don't throw away that vegetable broth, as you can use it for future recipes or to make another batch of this delicious pasta. Okay, let's move back to our sauce. It's been simmering on a low medium heat, and as you can see, it's really thickened up and all these flavors have came together. I'm gonna turn off the heat, add the cooked penne pasta into the pan, and we'll give this a mix. That way that sauce is evenly coating all the pasta. Once the ingredients are well mixed, I'm going to transfer everything into a casserole dish. And you want to make sure all the ingredients are in a single flat layer. And for the final step, I'm going to add in some thin slices of manchego cheese over the pasta. Now the manchego cheese that I'm using is a young manchego cheese that's been aged for 3 months, so it easily melts, but you can use whatever cheese you like. And we're going to add our casserole dish into a preheated oven, bake and broil option, which is the bottom and top heat, 210 degrees Celsius, which is 410 degrees Fahrenheit. Now if your oven can't do both functions at the same time, no big deal. Just bake your pasta for an extra couple minutes longer than I am, or until that cheese is fully melted. After about 5 minutes, that cheese should be perfectly melted and this dish ready to go. I'm going to remove the casserole dish from the oven. And we'll sprinkle it with some freshly chopped parsley. Our baked garlic pasta with tomatoes and olives is done. You saw this, very easy to make, beautiful presentation, truly a garlic lover's dream. Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. All right, folks, here we go. Absolutely delicious, but first things first is the cook on the pasta. It's cooked al dente, it still has bite to it, absolutely beautiful. And then all the flavors, you have all that amount of garlic in there, the black olives, the tomatoes, and the little bit of manchego cheese. Truly an explosion of so much Spanish goodness. You saw this, easy to make, done in a little over 30 minutes. Try it at home and I promise it will be one of the best pasta dishes you will ever try. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.